Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Today we'll be doing the predictions for game week 19. It's a double game week, so there's a lot of predictions to go through. I have with me my co-hosts, Mr. Abraziz. What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And Mr. Zohar Khan, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking, man. Yourself?
Good. Not bad, man. United top of the league, can't complain right now. But
The views are good. The views are good.
yeah, views are good. But there's so many games. I think thick and fast is not even the word. I don't know what word to say now because there's like every day there's going to be a game this game week. It's going to be non-stop football. I think hopefully there's no injuries and stuff, but I'm not complaining. I hope to see some entertaining games. So let's start off with the first game, man. Wolves versus West Brom. Zoe, you love these kind of games, so you can just quickly predict this game.
Yeah, man. I'll go through it real quick. So something to note for Wolves is that they're missing Adama Traore, which is not good for them given that they're already down so many players. They're not scoring many goals. They beat Chelsea, Arsenal, drew with Spurs. That'll give them some hope. But at the same time, they've been losing and dropping points that they shouldn't be. West Brom, what can I say, bro? This team is, I thought that Big Sam would make it different. So far, he hasn't. He drew against Liverpool and City, but then they got spanked by Leeds and Arsenal 5-0, 4-0, respectively. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a really good, high-quality game, but I think Wolves should be able to take it. Pedro Neto's my guy. Go 2-1. To Wolves.
2-1 to Wolves. Don, your thoughts on this game?
I agree with those points. 1-0 to Wolves for me. I think that West Brom will struggle to score, and even Wolves will have very very little in the tank, but they'll just about surpass it. So 1-0 for me.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Wolves just to keep it a bit different, but I agree with all your points there. And then moving on to Leeds versus Brighton. It's going to be an attacking game. Don, you can take this. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Leeds have suddenly, like after that 5-0 West Brom win, they've kind of lost a little bit of that impetus. They've kind of had a couple of games that they don't really like, and I know Biesla, he wouldn't be happy with the kind of performances that they've come up with in the past 1 or 2 game weeks. So they will be up against it, I think, because of the fact that Biesla will really push them in the training. I expect that training to come out of the game. I'm expecting a 2-1 Leeds win.
2-1 Leeds. And so Brighton, they haven't been as defensive as they were last year, and it might be a problem for them because they're playing some good football, but just not effective in terms of results. So your thoughts?
That's it. It's just not coming off for them. I mean, Bissouma is going to be back for them, so that'll help a little bit. There has been a little bit of improvement over the past couple of games. They've started drawing a few more games than losing. But I don't know, man. They just look very short of any sort of attacking threat. I don't know what's going on with Malpe, if he's going to play, if he's not going to play, what's happening over there. Just in terms of Leeds, key thing to note, Calvin Phillips is suspended, but they've won their last 2 home games. They also got smashed against Tottenham, and they got knocked out by Crawley Town. So, there is this thread of conversation emerging that, maybe Bielsa's overrated. He's a just vibes manager.
I think that's harsh, though. Yeah,
I know it's harsh, man. But this guy conned his way into Coach of the Year discussion. But on a real note, man, I think that Leeds should take care of Brighton really easily. Brighton likes to play football. Like they try to attack, which is going to work for Leeds. 3-1 for Leeds.
3-1 Leeds. I'm going 3-0 Leeds. I just feel Brighton lack that attacking threat. And then moving on to the next game, West Ham versus Burnley. Burnley showed even against United so that they are tough to beat. They play that low block. It's not really easy. West Ham, again, they are a bit more attacking than Burnley, so it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They won their last game against Everton, which is going to give them a lot of confidence. Watch out for my man, Thomas Susek. But again, Burnley's been locked in defensively. Sean Dyche has finally got them playing the way that they've been playing for the past couple of seasons. And even if we take the United game as a barometer, that was a really good Burnley performance. And they on the balance of things should have come away with a point the way that they were playing at the end. I think a 1-1 draw is probably a fair bet for this game.
1-1. I think that's a fair result as well. Don, just to add to what Zoe said, Burnley against United, they were, they let go of possession. They were defending deep, and suddenly when they conceded, they were attacking and they actually created chances. So maybe a bit balance that a bit more. You think?
I agree. I think that, but that's kind of the way Sean Dyche plays against a bigger team. He just want to take the 1 point.
But it shows that he can attack as well if needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but I think if he starts that from the get go, I think it'll make things a lot more easier for him, because they might get a goal early and stuff like that, and then they can completely shut shop. But he doesn't do that. He goes for the draw usually, and that's the negativity I see in these Burnley games. I've noticed that even before. It's not only against United, of course. Against United, we saw it because it was more recent. I do like the discipline that West Ham shows. That is the reason I think that a lot it doesn't get noticed as much, but I think that West Ham has a lot of discipline. They win these slightly difficult games, so to say, against defensive teams that are trying to just close the game out, sort of. So I'm expecting West Ham to break those shackles and have a 1-0 win against this Burnley side.
You're going West Ham 1-0. I'm going 2-1 West Ham. I also feel that they are the stronger side, but it's going to be difficult, man. It could be a 0-0 as well. I think Zoe's prediction is probably the closest, but still you have to take some risks. West Ham,
especially with him getting us out, being ahead by like 5 or 6 points. Already,
yeah. So. We have to do something, and this is a game week to catch up on. There's so many games, but yeah. And then moving on to the next game, Fulham versus Chelsea. Don Lampard, man, one more loss, and he could get the sack. There'll be a lot of talk about the sack for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is a big game for Chelsea. I think there's already a lot of talk about him getting the sack, and we know how Roman is with his managers. They don't have too much patience with their managers, and he's Lampard's really kind of walking a very thin rope right now.
Yeah,
it's going to be very difficult, but I have a feeling that they'll win this one. I mean, Fulham, they beat an ordinary team in Spurs, so there's not much of confidence that they can take from over there. So okay, of course, fair enough. Jokes.
Man, he slipped that in like just so nonchalantly. I almost missed it.
Yeah,
I tried to do it so that you guys miss it, but obviously you guys caught it. But fair enough. I expect Chelsea to win this because I think they'll come out all guns blazing. I think 3-1 for Chelsea.
3-1 for Chelsea. Fulham actually 5 draws on the trot. I think they're like a tough team to beat, and they've drawn against big teams like Tottenham and Liverpool.
Yeah, right.
That's it, bro. Against the best team in North London these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Let's on a real note though, like 5 draws in a row. Scott Parker's finally got them playing a certain sort of way. I know that I, rip on Fulham every chance that I get. It's a part-time job for me right now. But I got to give credit where it's due. Loftus-Cheek actually can't play because because it's against Chelsea, so he can't play against his parent club.
Okay.
How important he is for Fulham, he's been good for them. For Chelsea, to note, Conte's suspended, yellow cards, but Reece James should be back. But they've also lost their last 3 away games consecutively, so that's not been a good run of form for them. They lost to Arsenal, they lost to a few other teams as well. So I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw, man.
Oof, Zoe taking risks.
Yeah, taking risks. We're taking risks.
2-1
he has that cushion to do it.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm going 2-1 Fulham. I feel that since Mitrovic has stopped playing, they're doing much better. So I think, and I think to be honest, in Craven Cottage, they deserve to maybe even get 3 points against Liverpool. They're not that easy to beat. So against a Chelsea team who are under the pump, I think Fulham do have a slight advantage. So I'm going 2-1 Fulham. Plus, I'm taking a risk. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea win. So, and then 2-1 for Fulham, 1-1, and then you said 3-1 Chelsea. 3-1 so we got all 3 different results. And then moving on to the last game of Saturday, Leicester versus Southampton. Don, you can take this first.
I think this is going to be a good game. I think both teams have been looking good. And there's not a lot. I mean, we could talk about this game a lot because, but obviously we're in a time crunch over here because we have a lot of other games to discuss. Yeah. But I just feel like this is going to be a good game and one of the games that I'm looking forward to watching. I think there's going to be a lot of quality in this game, but I have a feeling it will end up in a draw. So I'm going 1-1 for that game.
You're going 1-1 Leicester Southampton. Yeah, I think fair shout. There's also 2 really competitive teams. They had their losses and stuff, but they've impressed this season for sure.
Dude, I think this might be a sleeper game of the week. They're both doing really well. Leicester's been killer away, man. They've been on such good form. Plus, for this game, Maddison and Vardy are both going to be back. On the flip side, I was actually going to go with a draw initially, but then I saw that my man Danny Ings isn't playing, and neither is Djenepo. So Southampton really do struggle to score without Ings, and Djenepo's been really good for them. And the way that Southampton plays, they play front foot football, which is going to suit Leicester that likes to sit back and hit on the counter. So I'm going 2-1 Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. I'm going 3-1 Nothing, Leicester. Jamie Vardy and Madison. I think
Madison's going to be important for them for sure. 100%.
Yeah. I like to be very honest with you. 3-0, but it's not going to be a one-sided game. I think Southampton will have plenty of chances.
It'll be a banger.
Yeah. They'll have plenty of chances, but I just feel they might miss those chances, and then Leicester hit them on the counter. That's what I feel. I actually feel Leicester are going to play on the counter at home. 3-0 to Leicester for me. And then moving on, big game on Sunday, Sheffield versus Spurs. So you can take this first.
I mean, big up Chris Wilder, got his first win of the season. That's going to do something for them. I don't know what it's going to do for them. It's going to do something for them. Not a lot, right? Real talk, good for them. They got the win, against the Newcastle team playing with 10 men. But you got to take them any way possible for Chris Wilder and the boys. They're still going to struggle against Spurs. But again, the Spurs team has been very Spursy. Been conceding a lot of soft goals. Exactly getting into good position. They're bottling it, right? They're chronic bottlers and they're bottling it. But I think Mourinho is going to be enraged, man. Like these sorts of soft goals that they give up is going to, annoy him to no end. But also the argument can be made that, bro, when you score first and then you sit back for, let's say, 60 minutes in a game, no matter who you're playing against, if you're going to give them that much of the ball, you're creating problems for yourself, right? This criticism was leveled against Ole as well, that United aren't closing, or at least weren't closing out games well. They've gotten a little bit better. So let's see what happens, man. I mean, again, it's Sheffield, so I'm not too worried for them. I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs. I know Donnie's going to pick something weird.
I mean, they are the bottle champions, right? The only champions that they can be are to bottle things up. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. I mean, I can't really argue much because he got the last one correct, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Stroke of luck.
Stroke of luck, the best kind.
Yeah, I'm going. I think I'll go 2-0 Spurs, man. They should get this, man, comfortably. I don't know why I'm doubting it.
It's the thing, though. It's what Zoe mentioned. It's completely what it is, because when they score one goal, they just shut shop. That's not how you play football. And this,
I agree.
In the EPL right now, because one chance, like they had one good cross, he was able to get his head up there, and he puts in the bottom right corner. That's it. It's done, right? But that's exactly what it is.
I completely agree with that. But I think in this game, they had more than one chance, Spurs. They just missed it. So I think they're getting punished for the not being clinical, which is un-Spurs-like. Like they normally...
That's very Spursy, bro.
I mean, in this season, like Son and Kane have been very clinical. But like what you said about, defending-wise, conceding that goal, I felt that in this game, they actually attacked. They did have some really good chances. Son had some 2-3 amazing chances. He hit the post
I think
as well.
So. Yeah, you're right.
But they just didn't convert, man. And maybe you're right. Like they didn't get in. Maybe they need to create more so they can, build that.
I think it's important. Sorry, Coach. I think it's important to think about the fact that they're so dependent on Kane and Son, right? If those guys don't perform, then no one else on that team is really stepping up to score.
Right.
Yeah.
Make all the criticisms you want about Arsenal, about United, whatever. The goal scoring is somewhat distributed a little bit. You have different people stepping up, and that's also been, a marker in Arsenal's good run as of late, that different people have been stepping up and, sort of distributing that workload.
Even with City and Liverpool, like different guys score. Like it's not just one guy who always scores.
Exactly. But when you have these two guys that everything is running through, you can. It's a little bit easier to game plan for that as well. They're so good that it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But still, it makes life a little bit easier.
Exactly. To do it week in, week out gets hard. And sometimes you'll have games like this when you'll miss some sitters, and then it's going to look really bad because you end up drawing that game, which you should have easily won.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So Zoe went with the Spurs, went to what did you say?
2-0.
2-0. I went 2-0 as well. Don went 1-1. And then moving on, the biggest game of the double game week. Two title, contestants, challengers? Contenders, yeah, sorry. Yeah, two title contenders. One defending champions, United for the first time in this position, like since Fergie left. So take it away, man. This is your game.
Bro, this is the game of the week. Pool have been absolutely stellar at home. Last 3 games overall, they've been a little bit shakier though. There's definitely a problem in terms of goal scoring. They're not as fluid. Thiago coming back should help with that. He's barely played. I think he's played something like 250 minutes or less so far in the league. So that'll definitely help them. Obviously, their defensive issues are their defensive issues. Trent's been pretty terrible this season compared to the extremely high standards that he set last year. That's because of, who he's got playing next to him. He's not as comfortable, whatever the case might be. And then in terms of United are the informed team. If you think about it, they've gone on a really good unbeaten run. They've won 4 of their last 5 away games, drawn the other one. They did lose to City, so there is that question mark about how they're going to perform against top tier teams, of which Liverpool definitely is. Tony and Matic both are going to be missing most likely, so look to Edison Cavani to start, and we'll see how that goes in terms of the shape that we play, as well as the actual tactics used as well. I mean, a lot of waffling to say 2-1 United.
2-1 United. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, Zoe is being very respectful right now and everything. I was waiting for the prediction. But yeah, I think on that formation, if Martial doesn't play, it might be a blessing in disguise, but because that means McTominay and Fred, who's like always favorites in big games, they're definitely going to play. But that also allows Pogba to play. So you're not dropping someone like Pogba. So I think it might be a blessing in disguise in terms of formation. Don, your thoughts on this game? We discussed this already in detail, but what do you think?
I think Zoe made some good points. Liverpool, in my opinion, I have due respect for United. I'm not saying anything against them. And I mentioned even if you guys, if Musti was with me, but Zoe, when you listen to the review, I've given United all the credit. I still call them title contenders. They are top of the league. They should enjoy it. I just feel like Liverpool will win this one 3-1.
3-1 for Liverpool, fair enough. Yeah. I always predict Liverpool to lose against West Brom, Fulham and stuff, but I'm going with a draw this time, going 2-2.
Wow, the lack of confidence.
I'm going 2-2. I have to do something different.
Unacceptable.
The thing is, in our other episode, I already said 2-2, and that was just my natural thing. If we did this first, I would have gone United, but
fair enough.
Yeah.
My first pick for this game was a 3-2 United win.
Oof.
I sat and thought about it a little bit, and I was like, listen, because both teams are going to attack, right? Like United's been attacking, Liverpool's been attacking, but I just feel that because of the gravity of the game, it's a top of the table clash. I think that Ole is probably going to go with an exhaust Fred pivot, and just go for a little bit of a more reserved approach. Be a little like have our shape tighter, and then look to blitz on the counter, which is to be fair, our plan A always.
Yeah, and I also said this to Don as well. I feel that Liverpool will always attack. They'll put that pressure. But now, if United, if they absorb that pressure for 5-10 minutes, they should do their attacking as well. Go and retain the ball and everything, retain position, because there's going to be some defensive issues there for Liverpool. So United can exploit that, which was probably not there before.
And like I said, the pressure's on Liverpool. So United are the guys who are just going to chill, go out there, play their football. If they win, great. If not, they'll come back to fight another day. So the pressure's on Liverpool, and as a neutral for me personally, it's going to be a hell of a game. And there's a lot of this chatter, there's a lot of noise going around. So I'm going to enjoy the next couple of days. The backseat, enjoy looking at you guys' faces. We have a lot of Liverpool fans, we have a lot of United fans. I'm just chilling here, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game. I think for the first time, these two teams after a long time fighting for something big, man. It's a top two. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going with a draw. Don's going with the Liverpool win. Zoe's going with a United win. Fair enough. I think moving on to the next game, Man City versus Crystal Palace. Don, you can take this.
Crystal Palace, we just saw that they played well. I was really mad right after the game, of course, but they played.
Yeah, not at all what you said on the group chat.
they played all right. I mean,
not the fair share of chances on the counter.
They had a couple of chances. Arsenal were very poor when they played again. Obviously today, it is what it is. I think that this Palace team is okay. They have to just show up on the day. They showed up against Arsenal. I doubt that they'll show up as well because they play so quickly, 2 days turnaround and stuff like that. They get tired because they put a lot of effort in the game. And City, man, this team is just so good. And now they're firing on all cylinders. So it's going to be hard. I'm going to go with a 2-0 City win.
2-0 City. Zoe.
3-0 City, bro. They're picking up form at the perfect time. They don't need a striker the way that they've been playing with a false nine. They rotate, playing Sterling up there, playing Mahrez up there. It doesn't really matter who they play. KDB and Foden are just on some other level right now. And defensively, bro, they're killing it. That Diaz-Stones combo is elite level right now. They're 10 of 14, 10 of 15 clean sheets. Yeah, 3-0 City, bro.
3-0 City. I'm going 4-0 City. There has to come, man. The big scoreline needs to come. I'm waiting for it.
I was so upset though when Sterling missed that penalty.
That was
like a heartbreaking moment.
I think that for now that is probably the most heartbreaking moment from all our predictions. You had 2-0. It was last minute penalty and he misses. Wow, like you were very mature about your reaction. I would have gone crazy, man.
What was I gonna do? Like I was like, if Sterling was in front of me, I'd probably call him out at it. But obviously, I'm not doing anything about it. But it would really made a dent in that cushion that this guy over here is taking away and leading up. And he got that Everton result right as well, so he's still taking those 3 points anyway. So annoying.
Sorry, man.
But yeah, I think that wraps up that game. And then moving on to Arsenal versus Newcastle. Arsenal undefeated against Palace. A lot of confidence going into this game. Don, what are your thoughts?
If they play anything like they played against Palace, they'll probably lose, bro. But
I think you underestimate how terrible Newcastle is.
Fair enough. That's why I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal.
Man, Arsenal have some crazy fixtures. The last few fixtures have been amazing for them.
Yeah, they have, and that's why I'm a little bit upset about today's draw because it could have been. It's 2 points lost for Arsenal. I mean, they were trying to make some headway into bringing up and challenging for the top 6 position. And
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
So I think that it's not even a question. It's more like a statement. I think we saw it in today's game how crucial Tierney is to that Arsenal team.
Yeah.
Like I like Maitland-Niles. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I think he's a good player.
Sure,
But Tierney is all this whole season I haven't given him proper credit.
Yeah.
But that's just because of I'm a dickhead.
Yeah.
I think he's great, man. And truly, like he's the captain that doesn't wear the armband. You get me?
Yeah.
Like he's vocal. He's a terrific footballer, and I think that he should be back for this game. No, he didn't play today.
Yeah, he has a muscle stiffness. Yeah.
So he should be back.
Yeah. He was just rested as a precaution, and he's relentless, bro. He's quite incredible. Maitland-Niles was not even 30%, unfortunately, of what Tierney gives. He just keeps jumping in, going forward, even defensively. He's very astute. Going forward, he keeps banging in those crosses, and eventually, in the end, against Newcastle, that's what won us the game when Auba scored that goal. So that's the kind of pressure we need from that left side. We were missing that, and that's why we weren't able to convert. I still think that we should have done better. It's still that that's not an excuse that you can take. You can't have one player change things around for you. But absolutely, I agree with you. Tierney would add a lot of levels to this team. So I'm expecting them to be back 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal. Zoe, your thoughts on this game?
I'm actually more confident in Arsenal than Donny is. I'm going 2-0. Arteta's got them clicking. And Newcastle have been very poor, especially in their last couple of away games. They've lost 4 out of the last 5. They're just, there aren't very much signs of life. And I think Arsenal should have a pretty good day at the office. I think 2-0 is without actually hitting, 5th gear.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I predicted Arsenal to win, they've drawn or lost. So I'm going to predict Arsenal to win 3-0 Arsenal.
Thanks, so nice of you.
And then, but I think this should be, like Zoe said, it should be a cruise kind of for Arsenal. Moving on to the next game, West Ham versus West Brom. Zoe, your favorite team.
Listen, man, I've talked up West Ham. West Ham, Moyes has got them playing some decent football. They've been kind of out in the wilderness the past couple of years.
Yeah. Just to cut you, these are the second games.
This is the second round in the same game week, right? Yeah. I mean, I think that the way that West Ham play, it suits them perfectly. It suits the talent that they have. They got rid of Sebastian Haller because he wasn't fitting their system. I think they're just going to go with Mikel Antonio as that focal point. West Brom, man, I'm going to be a little bit generous with them just because I was mean to them for the previous prediction. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. The generous part is West Ham's going to score a goal.
You're giving them a goal. Wow, surprising. Don, your thoughts, your prediction?
1-1 for the.
Whoa, man!
I'm just going with Big Sam bringing out the point. That's it. That's the only reason I'm going with that for.
Bro, 4-0 West Ham, man, blowing bubbles in the air. They need to win this comfortably, man.
They should probably win it. I'm just going to go with the risk on this one. I'm just expecting Big Sam to shut shop and get that result out.
Yeah, I think I got overexcited with 4-0, but yeah.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is, 4-0. And then moving on to Leicester Chelsea, man, this is going to be a good game. Again, Leicester will play on the counter. This is going to be a tough game for Chelsea. Zoe, you can take this.
Yeah, man. I mean, I talked about, the way Leicester played in the previous prediction, and that's exactly it. They're going to be comfortable sitting back and waiting for Chelsea to try and play, and they're going to hit them on the counter. I think Leicester's midfield is superior to Chelsea's midfield. I think attacking-wise, on paper, maybe Chelsea has the better talent, but so far we've yet to see, anything near top level from Werner, Havertz. Hudson-Odoi is their best threat right now in the final third, but I don't know what that guy has to do to get a game. So to me, the way I see it, bro, I think it's going to be a 2-0 Leicester win.
Whoa, nice. Don, your thoughts?
It's an interesting one. I've gone with a 2-2 draw.
Hmm.
I just feel like it's going to be an open game. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in it. It's going to be a fun game to watch as a neutral. It's not going to end well for both teams because it's going to be a draw, but I think 2-2 is my prediction.
2-2. I'm go 1-1. I think it'll be a draw as well. And Leicester have this thing against United as well. They did pick up that draw. They don't give up even if they're not playing their greatest football. So yeah, 1-1.
That's the thing with Vardy, man. When you have Vardy,
Exactly.
there's always a chance.
Yeah, exactly. You got a spot on. And then that wraps up that game. Moving on to the other game, Man City versus Aston Villa. Finally, we're gonna see our boy Jack Grealish, man. I can't wait to see him. He's been unbelievable this season. I think with the likes of El Ghazi as well, Aston Villa, a good team. This is going to be a big test for them. What are your thoughts, Don? You can take this first.
I think that this, like you said, Villa has been very, very good. It's they're gonna come up against a City side that's gonna be more that's gonna be just better. So 2-1 to City on this on the day for them.
You're going 2-1 City.
Yeah.
So
3-1 City, man. I think Villa's gonna come and play football. They're gonna try and attack, and that's just gonna work perfectly for City. So I think 3-1 City.
I'm going 1-1, man. Let's go Grealish. And then United, Fulham versus Manchester United. Again, we've been praising Fulham. I think that Liverpool game for United, it'll be a kind of confidence kind of thing. If they win that game, they'll go into this Fulham game with a lot of confidence. So you can take this first.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how they end up doing against Liverpool, I think what the biggest part of United's improvement this season has been against the mid-table and lower table teams. Those are games that, if you look back the past couple of seasons, they were either drawing or they were losing. So a lot of drop points. Whether or not the thing about the league is whether or not you win against the top teams doesn't matter so much as whether you win against the rest of
because there's so many others, right?
There's so many others, right? So if you focus on beating all these teams, all the teams that aren't doing so well, you're going to put yourself in a position to succeed, even if you don't necessarily do as well against the established top six. Of course, you need to win games against them. You need to get points against those guys as well to be truly title contenders. But I think this is an equally important part of it, and that's where United have tuned up the most. The wins against, let's say, Burnley, against Wolves. Sure, a lot of it is last-minute heroics. Sometimes it doesn't look like there's a plan. Sometimes they make it harder for themselves. But really, that's the biggest improvement that I've seen. So I'm going to go 2-0 to United.
You're going 2-0 United. Zoe made a really good, some really good points over there. And Don, what are your thoughts on this game?
I'm just gonna drop salt in your wounds and give you guys 1 point in 6. I'm gonna go with a draw 1-1.
You're going draw 1-1. Fulham versus. I mean, like Fulham have been drawing a lot of games, so I'll probably go. I'll go 3-1 United, man. Bruno Fernandes away from home.
That's the more likely one. I'm just taking a risk on this one. So there's 2 risks that I've taken. This is the second one.
Yeah,
I'm just giving you 1 point out of 6 points. That's what I'm doing. I'm making you lose to Liverpool. I'm making you draw to Fulham.
You're giving us 1 point. And Zoe's point actually about United beating the lower team. Yeah, I think that's the difference between them being first place and like 8th or 9th this time last year. So I think that's a really good point. And then moving on, second last game, Liverpool versus Burnley, the low block, Sean Dykes. Don, you can take this.
I mean, I think that Liverpool, like I said, hopefully, if they want to win this season, the games that they've lost points on has to be behind them. They have to continue to win because City is winning all their games, and they have a game in hand as well. So they have to be at the top of their game to be able to continue to keep winning these games. And this is going to be one of those that they should comfortably win. 2-0 to Liverpool.
2-0 to Liverpool. So. It could be a frustrating game, man.
That's what I'm saying. I think that Burnley's going to make a slog out of it for Liverpool. I think that they're going to play with that low block. They're very good playing that low block. And, really it depends on who's available for Liverpool as well, right?
Yeah.
They have players that can absolutely beat that low block, that can spring it, that can play those passes through. But again, Sean Dyche has been really getting these guys to click into form, at least on the defensive end. I think that it's going to be, Liverpool's going to dominate, but I think they're going to struggle to create clear-cut chances. 1-0 to Liverpool.
1-0 to Liverpool. I'm going 1-1, man. I just feel Burnley will nick a goal somewhere, and they're gonna play that low block, man, all day. So there'll be a lot of pressure, but I can't predict Liverpool to win. And also, I just feel Burnley, they were very difficult to beat even away from home at Old Trafford. So it's not gonna be that easy. So I'm going 1-1, and then moving on to the last game. This was added, the extra game, Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Don, you can take this first.
I had Villa to lose to City because City is a superior team, but I expect that Villa will be the superior team against Newcastle and they'll win 2-1.
Wow, I like that. Zoe.
I got 2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa.
That's the only one out of 15 that we have together, though.
That's
so
it.
not too bad.
But you're cheeky. You wait for Zoe sometimes and then you change it even
no,
if you
man,
have to.
Never. I always have my predictions on the. Well, I've done it once maybe or twice.
Yeah, I mean, I do it all the time now because me and Zoe.
Especially because this guy gets it all right more often than not. It's so annoying.
That's why I was second, because I used to copy Zoe, so I used to be like 1 or 2 points. Now I'm not copying him because I need to be different. But yeah, it's not working out for me. So I'm going 2-0 Villa. I just feel they'll keep the clean sheet. But yeah, that wraps up the game. So many games to look forward to. And also just want to tell the viewers that there might be postponements because of COVID and everything. So right now we don't know anything, but just keep an eye on that. And even injuries as well. When there's so many tightly congested games, you have to look at the injuries as well. But apart from that, I think some really cracking games, and enjoy the game.
Actually, a really good double game week. It's actually a really good double game week.
It's a really good double week. And there's going to be entertainment even in the second half with like Leicester Chelsea as well. So Any last points, you guys?
No, just looking forward to a lot of games this game weekend.
I'm going to be exhausted after all this football, man.
Just one for Arsenal and a lot more for the others, so it's good. Less stress.
Less stress, yeah.
Oh, you guys only playing once?
Yeah, only one game.
Because we've been playing a lot, no? Lately. So we've already had
this is again, bro, the league is rigged, bro. They're trying to bring you guys up instead of having you relegated.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. It's okay. You live rent-free in my head.
But yeah, I think that wraps up the game week. Hopefully catch you guys after this. Enjoy the games. It's going to be a lot of matches. So just take care, guys, and have a good night.
Sounds good. See you soon.
See you.
Thank you.